Time for News Extra. It is brought to you by Gehring Civic Center. And here again, Kevin Mooney.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. As I kind of promoted it on the 7 o'clock news there at the end, yeah, the temperature is cold, but that doesn't prevent you from talking about baseball this morning. And Chuck and Myra Heeman are here to talk about the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Got the right shirt
on today.
Got the right shirt on today.
We got logos on. They were fortunate. They brought some hats today. I love this hat. It's pretty cool. I love this. It's all right. So, going to be my newest favorite hat now for a while. And we're going to talk about a number of things today, including fundraisers, host families, how the baseball park's being constructed, and all that kind of stuff. So,
yes, sir.
So, Chuck, things are going pretty well, huh?
Things are going well. As a business person, they're never going well enough.
Yeah.
We still have tickets available. We still have a few sponsorships available. But really, it's going pretty well. And people that have been following this kind of know we've been working a lot of behind the scenes stuff for the last 6 months or so since we got to town. But it's getting to be that time of year, and like you said, it's time to start thinking about baseball. Football season's over. March Madness is coming. Once March Madness goes by, you'll be seeing baseball on TV, and it's time to go.
Yep, that's true, because the end of March Madness is the beginning of baseball
exactly
season, basically. All right, Myra, you're up, and we're going to talk about one of the big things is how nonprofits can make some money by just selling tickets to baseball games. So
nonprofits.
Tell us about that.
Yes, and we're stunned. Every time we talk about this subject, we haven't advertised them, and we only have so many game nights that we can provide fundraisers for.
Right.
And as it is now, we only have 2 dates available. Everything has been booked, which is
incredible.
Amazing. Yeah.
And possibility you could maybe double up some nights, right?
Yes, of course. Yes. Some of the smaller fundraisers, nonprofit foundations, organizations will not sell the 700 bleacher tickets. And the way we do the fundraisers is we tell the nonprofits or the youth groups, whoever's doing the fundraising, you're going to sell bleacher tickets at $7. And there's only 700 of them. So there's not a problem, selling them out.
Yeah.
So you sell the tickets at $7. You keep half the ticket money, and there you go. You come out to the ballpark. We really highlight your organization, your foundation, put you on the radio. And I always tell the foundations, if I were you, it's not a must, but if I were you, set up a booth. Hand out flyers about your cause, your organization. Expose it to the demographic that's in our ballpark. And they just love it. And we love it.
Yeah. And it works out well. And you raise money for your group. And like you say, you have only like a couple of nights left.
Yep.
And maybe you can double up with some of the youth groups the young youth groups that maybe don't have quite as many people available to sell tickets, right?
Exactly. And the reason we do this, there's number one, it's a way for us to give back to the community where we're just not really in a position yet. I mean, someday we'll all be millionaires and we can just write checks to people. But it's a way that we can give back to the community, which is, again, has always been very important to us. And selfishly, it gets people in the ballpark.
Yeah.
People maybe that didn't know about us or hadn't been there before, they come out, they have fun, and they get hooked. So, it's I always tell people I'd rather have 700 people there and have somebody get half the ticket money than have 200 people there and have a little more a dead atmosphere. I want to have a lively atmosphere every night at the ballpark, and the more people that are there, it's just a win-win. We did this in Oregon for the 6 years we were there and raised tens of thousands of dollars for people, and it was just fantastic. So it's a cause that's very important to us now that we're on the ownership end of it to be able to do that.
Yeah. And host families, you need to host families for the baseball players, right?
I'll hand that back off to Myra because she's the expert.
Yes, we have about 11 host families so far, and I know I'm going to need about 25 of them.
Yeah.
We have, our interests are coming from all over the country as well, and I hadn't thought about that. These kids, they're college kids, they're not going to be able to come and rent an apartment, so I need host families for them as well. It's not as glamorous as hosting a player, but I always tell them you get the same benefits, and it's a connection that you make with these kids, and some of them will stay in touch with you, some of them won't. Can't make that promise, but it is a win-win situation. You help us, you help the team, and I always tell my host families, you have no idea how vital you are to us and in this business, because without them we couldn't do what we do so successfully.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll give you the number where you can call for both of these things here in a minute. Let's take a break. We're going to talk about how the baseball field is going and construction on that right after this.
The Gearing Civic Center has hosted close to 2 million exhilarated guests in over 24 years. Ask anyone that has hosted an event at the Gearing Civic Center, and they will tell you that our staff is courteous and efficient. Our caterer, The Meat Shop, has 34 years of experience creating your fabulous meal. Call 436-6888 or visit GearingCivicCenter.com. Like us on Facebook. Talk about experience.
All right, we're back on News Extra. We're talking about the Western Nebraska Pioneers baseball team today. We've talked about a way that nonprofits can raise money through fundraiser nights. They need to host families still for players and other members of the team that are going to be here for several months. Let's talk about the park itself with Chuck and Myra Heeman.
Yeah, the fun part, yeah.
So, Chuck, how's the park? How's construction going?
It's going very well. For people that haven't been down there, I really encourage them to take a ride. If you don't know where it is, and we're running into people that don't know where it is, they will very soon. It's on the south end of Gearing. It's between the National Guard Armory and the Gearing Legion Field at Oregon Trail Park, where the softball fields are. I would really encourage people to go take a look. It's really coming together. They're in the middle of putting in seats now. They've built the party decks. They're working on the concessions building itself now. They put in the roof overhangs. You can really tell that it's starting to look like a stadium, and it's really a heck of a production for the region. It's going to be the nicest ballpark in this part of the country.
All right, very good. So we're looking forward to that. And let's just give your phone number, your office location, so if people want to go talk to you about tickets, host families, fundraisers, any of that stuff, they know where to go.
Absolutely. A number of ways to get to us. Our phone number it's easy to remember. It's 633-BALL. Call us there. We've got our offices fully open now. Downtown Gearing. It's 1414 10th Street. It's right next to USAVE Pharmacy. You can't miss it. There's big splashy signs in the windows for the Western Nebraska Pioneers World Headquarters. And we've got some merchandise there. We can hook you up with tickets and schedules and all that. Our website is wnpioneers.com, and you can find out more about the fundraisers and all the stuff that we do there, and about our player roster, who's coming to town. Our roster's pretty well full, so you can kind of see some of the talent that's coming to town. So there's a number of ways to get a hold of us. We're pretty well fully staffed now. We've been in and out of town a lot. So there's usually somebody at the office, but call 633-BALL, and we'll be glad to take care of you.
All right. Very good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for the time. This is awesome. And
bet.
don't forget to tell everybody that all of our games are going to be broadcast on KNEB.
That's right. They are right
if
here
you remember
on
that. We were talking about that
960
earlier.
KNEB, all the games
sir.
here.
Home and road.
The first game is May 25th. The first home game is
May 29th.
May 29th.
Against the Sasquatch.
All right. Very good.
Yep.
Thanks again.
Hey, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
You bet.